Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel.
The verses for today are Luke 9 verses 46 to 48. An argument started among the disciples as to which of them would be the greatest.
Me.
Jesus, knowing their thoughts, took a little child and had him stand beside him. Then he said to them, "Whoever welcomes this little child in my name welcomes me, and whoever welcomes me welcomes the one who sent me. For it is the one who is least among you all who is the greatest."
So this passage spoke to me in two ways, and I think in different ways to previous, I think due to the experiences of this year. So firstly, an argument about who's the best breaks out between the disciples. Now, we live in a society of me, I think, where our civil liberties are paramount and what we think, feel and want the most important thing. That we should always be one step ahead of the opposition and strive to be our best. But Jesus flips this all on its head and commands us to put others ahead of ourselves. Now, this year has forced us to do that practically. With the COVID-19 pandemic hitting, some people have had to be cautious for their own sake, but most of us are acting to protect others. Though we may not die from getting COVID-19 ourselves, we are being asked to put those who could ahead of ourselves and give up many of our liberties for the sake of others. This call to help others has been great, and the nation has responded with a servant heart. As we move forwards to Christmas and into the new year, we hope for an end to the pandemic and a return to normality. But we need to remember this attitude of servanthood, of putting others before ourselves and carrying that onwards. Secondly, Jesus also points us towards the importance of children in his eyes and God's eyes. Children have a way of seeing things which we lose as adults. They experience the wonder of the world around us through fresh eyes. They're eager to learn, to ask questions and accept the answers. They're also generally good at making the best of any situation as their imagination abounds. Everyone knows a child who's been happier playing with the big cardboard box than the toy that it came in. And later in Luke, Jesus again brings up the importance of children and says the kingdom of God belong to such as these. And again, I think this year has taught us to be more childlike. Children are used to being told where they can and can't go, to obey the rules set by someone else, but they still find joy in the things around them. As adults this year, we've had to become like children, with someone else setting the rules. We would usually set ourselves, to accept what is happening around us. And with those restrictions, there can seem a narrowing of our experiences and the negativity that that can bring. But it has forced us to slow down. Our busy lives before COVID-19 were often packed with things and we didn't have the time to stop and take stock. So hopefully this year has taught us to try and find the positives in the things we do have left around us, to go back to simpler things, to enjoy a walk in the park or the flowers that we can see through the window, a chat on the phone, to stop and read our Bible, to have time to think, sometimes too much time, but God teaches us lessons through the trials in life. And maybe one of this year's lessons has been to try to regain that childlike spirit. And we need to try and take that forward into the new year and in our faith.